Today I'm going to explain chapter Hold on V. But before starting, it's a request from me to subscribe my channel and like and share as well. So here I'm going to start. Ruby loves skating, but she does not like her young sister Harriet tagging along. What happened when Ruby is in trouble? Read on to find out more. Miss what there is one character Ruby. She is an elder sister of Harriet, and wherever she goes, she gets Harriet as well along with her. So she's quite fed up. So in this story, we get to know that what happened once when when Ruby is in trouble. Read on to find out more. I didn't say a word to her all the way to Harper's Pond. When we got there, I turned to her and snapped, "Okay, I've brought you with me. That's what you wanted." Means now when she reached to the Harper's Pond, that is the name of pond, Harper's Pond, there she turned towards her younger sister Harriet, and there she spoke very rudely. She said, "Okay, I brought you here what that you wanted. Now go and skate with. Keep out of my way. Hush, you are 8 years old. You should be able to take care of yourself." Now she said what? Now go and start skating. And very surprisingly, goes me surprising, she said you are 8 years old, and even then in that condition she should take care of herself. My sister stared up at me with those serious brown eyes, now dark with hers. Her lips quivered, but she did not cry. Now means what? Harriet. She was staring to her sister with those serious brown eyes, and those serious brown eyes now now became dark and hurt. Means now she was feeling hurt, disheartened, and her lips were shivering. Word means shivering, but she did not cry. How I just did not like to be her babysitter. Now her sister Miss what? Ruby. Ruby is saying what? She didn't want her company. I just did not like to be her babysitter. Means what? She did not want to keep any baby, a small child, a kid with her all time. I left her fiddling clumsily with her skates and took off with a few powerful strokes. Means what? Ruby now left her younger sister, and what happened? She found that her sister was struggling with her skate put on, and she took a powerful stroke. Which what? She started running with those skates. A line of girls swirled towards me on skates. They circled round me and came to a halt in a fine spray of powdered ice. Now what happened? Then after a line of girls, means what? Group of girls you can say, they came towards the Ruby, and they were swirling, they were taking round, and they started taking, they made a circle around the Ruby, and they took a stop. Halt means stop for a short time. In a fine spray of powdered ice, they stopped there for a while. "Come on, Ruby," cried Elizabeth. "You lead. Now you will lead." Means what? You will be leading to us. "Okay," I shouted Leon. Leon means what? Come on. While the other lined up behind me, I glanced back at Harriet, my sister. She was still standing where I had left her, her chubby face expressionless. Now, when all the girls they were making line behind the Ruby, now glanced, she looked toward her young sister Harriet, and there she was standing. Is what she did not leave that place where Ruby had left her, and there she realized that her sister had chubby face. Chubby means what? Fat face, and that was expressionless. Means what? She was looking sad. She dug into the one of the pocket of her jacket and popped a chocolate into her mouth. Why did she eat so much? No wonder she was fat. I felt ashamed of her. Now suddenly Ruby realized that was her sister. She checked. She kept her hand in one of her pocket, and from there she took out a chocolate and popped in her mouth. Means what? She started chewing chocolate, and now Ruby was thinking that that's why there is no surprise that that's why she is very fat, and I feel ashamed because she was feeling insulted rather. Sorry for her younger sister rather. We shot over the ice at full speed, swinging in and out of the low-hanging branches of willow trees. Now what happened? They were skating over the sky with the full speed, and sometimes they were swinging in and out, going up and down to the low hanging branches of willow trees, that tree that is used for making bats in cricket. We whirled in a narrow sweep around beginners on the shaky legs. Now in starting they started taking round in a narrow sweep, you can see over here, moved rapidly round and round close together around beginners on shaky leg, means what their legs were shaking, windmilling furiously. Windmilling is what? You can see a skating move that involves moving both arms vigorously, means what? Windmilling, they were using their both hands as well. They were moving their both hands as well. And then broke off in pair and crossed over the other side of the pond. And now what happened? They came in a pair and now they crossed the other side of the pond. Don't get too close to the sluice gate. Sluice gate, that gate that is used for opening or closing the flow of water, especially usually in canal. Who cried Piggy, one of Ruby's friend. The ice is weak there, and she said, "Why ice is weak there?" I did not pay attention. I was busy showing off my standard stunt. A few quick a jump, my skate touched the ice again. Now what happens? She did not take care of any words of anyone, and now she was busy to show her stunt rather to everyone, and there she was taking quick shift, and she took a jump as well, and then after she touched the ice again. Great to be, cried Jane as I swept backward in a big loop. Loop is what you you can say a kind of a circle. Now what happened, Ruby? She swept towards the big loop, away from them to get ready for my specialty, an ice scraping pirouette. She went towards that side because she wanted to show them their specialty, means what there she was expert, and that was ice scraping pirouette, means what? To take a round on one leg. Ruby was the Swiss. I waved at Elizabeth like a celebrated film star, flashing a broad smile at her. Now she waved her hand as well at Elizabeth, and that time she was behaving like a film star, and she gave a big smile to her as. And then it happened. It happened so fast that I couldn't even cry out. With a crack, the ice under my feet gave away. I tumbled into the chill water. I was drawn under and water closed over me. Thrashing furiously, I surfaced and managed to scream, "Help!" But suddenly, what happened to her? When she was there, she was showing her stunt. She got a crack, and the ice that was under her feet that was broken rather, and she got in. She was drowned in the water, in that chilled water, and now the water is covering her, and now she was trying to come out. Thrashed furiously, I surfaced. Anyhow, she managed to scream, "Help!" Eyes blind with fear, I looked over where a few moments ago my friends had been swirling about. They were all leaving. Peggy, Jane, and Elizabeth, my best friend, who had promised to be with me always. Now, Ruby's eyes, they were blind, and when she looked up, she found that she did not have any friend of her like Peggy, Jane, Elizabeth, who promised her to be with her always. "Run, the ice is breaking," somebody shrieked. Somebody shouted and said, "Just run away from this place." "Ruby, Ruby, she's drowning," came a cry of panic. Somebody shouted and she said, "Ruby is drowning," and that was the cry of panic. "Help," I screamed, "help." My water-soaked clothes were pulling me down. I struggled to keep my head above water, clawing at the ice. Now, her water, that, sorry, her clothes, they were soaking water. Is what? After that, her clothes were becoming heavier, and that's why she was going downwards. I struggled to keep my head above, but she was struggling to keep her head up to the ice. But it kept breaking away. But that ice which she was holding, they were kept breaking. It was useless. So she thought it's useless. I wouldn't make it. She cannot do that. She thought she cannot do that. I was going to die. Then from deep inside me rose a cry that forced itself to my lips. "Mummy," I cried. "Mummy." But suddenly from her inside, she was forced to cry and she started shouting, "Mummy, Mummy." It was not my mother who answered, but somebody big and heavy who walked her way over the ice. Pushing a branch ahead of her, she shouted, "Ruby, I am coming." But there she did not get she did not get her mummy, but suddenly someone big and heavy, is what her sister Harriet, who pushed a branch towards her and shouted, "Ruby, I am coming." It was Harriet, my little sister Harriet. She crawled towards me faster than anyone would have ever thought she could. Now it was her sister who crawled towards her very fast, very quick, rather swiftly, to reach to her sister. Stretching out on the ice, Miss Fossey laid down on the ice. She inched forward till the branch was within my reach, and I could see her stout face behind the tangle of twigs and branches. And now what? She was inch close. She moved inch closer to her sister. Then Ruby saw her sister's face that was tensed, and she was giving her branch that was tangled. The tangle of twigs and branches means what, there were small branches and big as well. Tangle means what, mixed up, complicated. "Grab it," she cried, "grab it." In my despair, I grabbed the branch and held on to it for dear life. Now, her sister said, "Grab it," means what, hold it. And that time she was in despair, means what, sad. So, in that sadness, she held that branch because she wanted to save her dear life. Treading water, I shouted, but she said, "What? Water is flowing." I shouted, "Harriet, Harriet, you are too small, you cannot get me out." And Ruby said, You're too small, you cannot make me safe. Get back. My sister shook her head slowly but with determination. Her face was ashen, her large eyes dark with fear. Her sister shook her head slowly, but she was looking determined, and her face was looking intense. Large eyes with the large eyes dark with fear. This was she was totally horrified as well. She was she was scared. I could see that. Miss her sister was scared. She was tense. She was worried for her sister. Yet she stayed on and pulled back. But still she was there and she was pulling her sister. The branch, her chubby fingers are pale pink against the dark brown stem. Now what happened? Her sister, she was holding that branch, and her finger that was chubby, means what? Little bit fat, and that was looking pink in color against the dark brown stem. Means what? At stem's color were brown, dark brown. She pulled away with all her might. Her face turned sideways. Her lips compressed tight. Now Miss what she was giving her full efforts rather to pull out her sister. Around me, I could hear the ice breaking with the clinking of shattering glass. I was the sharp crack zigzagging towards where my sister lay sprawled flat on the ice. Now suddenly, that Ruby realized that the ice started breaking by making sound of clinking and clinking of shattering glass. It seemed that what glasses were breaking with a clinking sound, and at the same time she got that there was a cracking that was happening towards her sister's side as well, where her sister was laid down flat on the ice. Water seeped in at various places and dark spots spread out menacingly. Now water started seeping means what they made hole, and that was the water that was coming out from the various places, and the dark spot that was spreading out menacingly, threateningly, means what horribly. Oh God, we could not make it out of here. Now, Ruby thought that now they would go, they are going to die. They would not come out from that trouble. Harriet, Harriet. She looked at me and yelled something, but I could not hear her. Her face tense with fright and determination. Now, she looked at her sister, means Ruby, and yelled, means shouted. But Ruby could not hear those words, whatever the words were spoken by her sister. And at the same time, it seemed that Harriet's face that was quite tense, but she was still determined to save her sister. She tugged at the branch again, and she was stuck there behind the branch because she was holding the branch still. But it did not move an inch. The ice would give away under her weight and she would die in the water like me. But from there she did not move an inch, because if she would move from there, the water would break down due to her weight and she would die like Ruby because of me, and that was happening because of Ruby. It was considered by Ruby. Harriet, oh Harriet. Now again Ruby shouting, Harriet, oh Harriet. I struggled frantically in a bit to raise my head above ice level, trying to call out her. Now she struggled hard to raise her head above the sea level, and now she tried to call out her sister. I wanted to tell her so many things. I wanted to tell her that I was sorry for having been so rude to her, so absolutely nasty that I would try to make her up all the wrongs I had done for her, that I would do even let her ride my bike. Now what happens? She wanted to accept her mistake actually, whatever the misbehavior she did with her sister. So she wanted to say sorry. She wanted to apologize from her sister, and she wanted to give her chance to ride her bike as well. I wanted to tell her that I loved her and did not want her to die. But all I could do was hold on the branch and shriek, "Go back, Harriet, go back." And there she wanted to say, Miss or Ruby wanted to say to Harriet that she loved her so much and she did not want to see her to die, but instead of accept it, she was holding that branch and she was shrieking. She shrieked rather, shouted rather, "Go back, Harriet," and she shouted, "Go back once more, Harriet." My sister shook her head. "I am not leaving," she whispered through clenched teeth. "Not without you. Come on, Ruby, come out. Try. Oh, please try." But her sister responded that she is not going to leave her, and that time her teeth were clenched, means what? Tightly jammed. And there, then after she said, "What? I would not go without you. Come on, Ruby, come on. Try to come out from that place, from that trouble." I tried desperately to push myself up, then stop. I knew if I tried any harder, I would drag my sister too down into the icy deep. Now, hopelessly, she tried to push herself up from that place, but now she thought if she is going to use power, so maybe she was going to pull her sister as well in that trouble. So she stopped doing all those things. "It's no use, Harriet," I shrieked. "Get back, save yourself." And now Ruby said there is no use to do all these things. She shouted and she said, "Harriet, go back." "No," muttered Harriet. Harriet spoke slowly. "No, no, no, no." Then suddenly somebody shouted from behind her, "Hold on, Ruby, don't let go, Harriet." Now somebody came over there and he shouted from behind, don't let her go." Skating towards us at full speed was Will Webster, Miss what? There is one person who came by skating over there, and his name was Will Webster, tall and strong as well. "Don't panic," he shouted, "don't panic, don't be scared of." A feet away from Harriet, he came to halt and sprawled out on the ice. A feet away from the Harriet, he came over there and he laid on the on the ice. "Move aside, Harriet. Let me take the branch slowly, girl. Get back." And now that man said, "Harriet, moves aside and please give me that branch and get back." Pushing Harriet gently to the side, he grabbed the branch with both hands. Now he pushed Harriet aside and now held, he grasped that branch firmly with both hands. Then after, "Come on, Ruby, come out, girl," he shouted out to me. "We will make it, come on." And he said, "Ruby, come out, we can do it. Just just come out. We can do it." I felt a powerful jerk, so strong that the branch almost slipped out of my hand, but suddenly she got some force from inside, so almost she lost that branch from her hand, but I held on and pushed myself up, but she held on that branch and she was pushing herself upside. I thrashed my leaden legs. Leaden means what? You can say heavy, and now she was pushing by using her leg, kicked and kicked. She started kicking that ice as well, pressing hard against the ice. And slowly I felt myself hauled forward and out of the deep dark water. And suddenly she realized that she came out from that deep dark water. My chest thumped over the ice. Now what happened? Miss what she was horrified. Her chest was thumping hard and it was covered with the ice. My chin knocked against it. It was Her chin was also covered with the ice. My legs trailed behind me, numb and useless from the cold. And what happens? She was getting her leg as well, but they were numb and they were not working due to the cold. When I was able to lift my head, I looked into the pale face of my sister. When she looked up, she looked towards her sister, or not horrified, distracted, sad face of her sister. Tears streamed down her cheek as she whispered, "We made it, we made it." And now her sister shouted, we made it, Miss Ward, we have done it, we saved our sister. I saved my sister. She had made it, my little sister Harriet, Harriet, oh Harriet. And now somebody said what she has made it, means what she saved her sister. Means what it is said by Ruby actually. She said what she has done it and she saved her sister Harriet, oh Harriet. So subscribe my channel and like and share as well, and you can share this video to other students as well. Thank you. Have a nice day.